should you have a nem? The pistol shrimp just gone off. Should you have a nem in a nano? Kingdom of Corals, a brand new coral, and also going live. Let's roll those titles.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet, yeah.
In the morning. Oh my goodness, love a bit of dance. When the sun is shining, everybody is so much happier and more positive, especially me. Now, like every bloke in the UK, as soon as the sun comes out, the shorts go on. Even if it's still only 10 degrees, the shorts are on. But the beauty of today is that you can have your shorts on, but you can also drink your Yorkshire tea, because it's not too hot that you can't have a cup of tea. So I've got my cup of tea. Sit back for today's episode. We're going to give you an update on the nem in the nano. We're going to talk about my brand new exquisite coral purchase from Kingdom of Corals. So let's get started. Hope you've got your bickies ready. I've got me Cadbury's Les fingerhead. How small are they? Look at that, Cadbury's fingers. They've got a lot smaller, those fingers, haven't they? I mean, everybody likes a finger, but not that small. That's tiny. Like all chocolate bars. Have you noticed? Like all chocolate bars, they've all gone at the Whisper and stuff. It's like you get the packet. It's like that big. That used to be snack size when I was a kid. That used to be snack size. Now that's the standard Mars bar size. We're getting ripped off. We're not just getting ripped off for corals, we're getting ripped off for chocolate bars and also chocolate fingers. Anyway, I do get some comments on my videos about my lighting. Sometimes my lights are on quite late at night, or they're on the whites at the moment, and that's only because filming so that you guys get a better image and a better picture, I actually put it on more white, so I have them running a little bit later on. So they don't normally run on that. I've got the XR15 blue, and predominantly they run on the blue lighting. Anyway, you know that chapter 2, the 5-month mark. Yes, my Red Sea Max Nano has hit the 5-month mark, and we are adding corals every single month until my bank balance has no money in it, and then I have to wait for it to recharge on payday. But we're adding corals every single month, because between 4 and 8 months is about adding livestock and getting the corals in there, and then after 8 months it's about bringing that tank to a little bit of maturity. So I have got a new addition today to show you. You might be able to see it just over my shoulder, but also just to let you know that all the livestock in my Red Sea Max Nano have come predominantly, apart from my little Duncan coral, which came from Fraggle Reef, but everything else that you see behind me, all the corals, the cleanup crew, the fish, have come from 3 sources online. The first one being Cellar Marine, which is my local LFS down in Stoke, the superstore down there, and Lee operates a really tight ship, and everything that I've ever had from there has been quality. I don't have the luxury of quarantining, so I do run that kind of risk of just chucking them in, but everything has been hunky-dory with the livestock, so I'm really happy with that. And then my corals have come from 2 predominant sources. Prestige Reef, check out his website, it's in the link below. Ryan runs an A1 business, very good community service, communication, really good communication, very professional service, and super healthy corals, no hitchhikers whatsoever. And my second go-to for corals has been recently Kingdom of Corals, and again, unbelievable quality corals, really large frags, and the service there has been second to none. So that's the livestock. But my nem, my tri-coloured bubble tip nem, came from Cellar Marine. It was £40, and I've always wanted a nem in the tank, and an enemy. I hope I've said that right. An anemone. I've always wanted one in the tank. And was it a good decision for me to take that anemone and stick it into a tiny little tank? Now it looks absolutely stunning, and when it's in one place, and if it's in the right place, they are absolutely beautiful. Now also I've got, as you know, the Jabo mincing machine as well at the back right hand corner. Now every night I turn that off because I can't be sleeping with that in the background, because if the nem ends up in the Jabo, it will be chewed up to bits, spat across the tank, and apparently everything apart from maybe the clowns would be wiped out. And I've only got a little bit of stock, but it's actually now quite valuable stock. there's one thing I've done, and I'd recommend if you are going down this route and you like to live in the danger zone with your little Red Sea Max Nano, first thing, make sure that you don't fasten your expensive corals down, because it will go wherever it wants to go, usually trying to find new flow or new lighting areas. And the reason for making this clip right now is that it's just about to come into contact with my Prestige Reef very rare orange hammer coral, costing me £150, and it has got a beeline straight for it. Now obviously I aren't going to have that. I'm going to have to intervene here, and I'm going to have to get out the good old grippers and move the orange hammer coral. But let's just get you off the stand. So this morning, for whatever reason, and people say it's because of flow and feeding and all that sort of stuff, but I don't know if you can see, sorry about the reflections because I'm filming the daytime here, but just above the hammer coral now there is a tentacle dangling, and it must only be about 1 centimetre away from that hammer coral. So it's positioned just there. Now this anemone, be careful what you say, it could end up with something completely different. This anemone is been wandering around this cave all morning. It's not stopped still. Now it's super healthy, but it's what I'm going to say here is probably quite important. I would just say, if you're a beginner like me, just don't perhaps get one, because it is the most work in this tank at the moment. It's probably just a bit of a step too far for someone like me to have something like this. I think it might be for kind of intermediate or more advanced reefers. I know I've had a lot of help from the reefing community, like Joshua's Aquarium. He's been great and he's told me not to feed it, which I'm not, but he's still just doing a little wander around. So I'm going to get that hammer coral moved, and then we'll get back and keep chatting a little bit about now. So I've just moved my beautiful orange, very rare hammer coral from this position here down into that bottom corner. Now that's where it was when I first bought it from Prestige Reef about 2 weeks ago, and it absolutely loved it down there, so I'm going to keep it there perhaps for a little while. But I know it's not perfect, is it? If you keep moving corals, you're adapting its light and things like that, but it's certainly better than getting stung by this wandering tri-coloured nem. So what's my advice? Well, I think if you've got a big enough tank and you've been reefing for quite a while, it's probably a good thing to add. I also am aware that they do split as well, so when you've got one, you can soon end up with 10, and obviously I haven't got the tank space for that. So will the nem stay in this tank? Well, it depends on how it behaves, or she behaves, over the next few weeks and months. If it decides to settle in a place and the actual clowns show some sort of interest in it, then I think it might decide to stay. But the nem has showed a lot of interest in the tank, the invertebrates, and my precious exquisite corals, and the clowns have showed no interest whatsoever in even looking at it or hosting it. So it's not had the desired effect just yet, but I know in this hobby it's all about patience. So maybe just around the corner in a few weeks and months, this little beautiful, and it is beautiful, and that's what's keeping me having it, this beautiful nem will host the clownfish, and I get the most prestigious reward perhaps you could ever have in a little Red Sea Max Nano Reef. Now, I don't feel I've made many mistakes, and this one is really tricky because I still don't know if I've made a mistake or not. I can't still weigh it up. So I'm going to need your help, guys and girls, because it's still early days for my nem. It's not got large yet, it's not started splitting and all those other things, but I need your help. Head over to Instagram and go to Jay's Real Reef UK. I've got a latest poll today, and it's asking you guys to get involved and tell me what you think have I made my first official mistake with my Red Sea Max Nano by adding the NEM to the tank? I would love to hear your thoughts. I do listen to everybody's thoughts and opinions, so I would really like to know. Now, it could be a devastating mistake. Now, I'm at the moment working from home until the 8th of March, and then I'm back to work full time. But I'm sat at my desk pretty much every day of the week enjoying the reef tank, which is a bit of a luxury, and I'm making the most of it. However, if I wasn't sat at my desk on Monday, then that NEM would have got hold of that orange, beautiful, exquisite, rare orange hammer that I got from Prestige Reef. It had got hold of it and it had stung it to death for hours before I'd have got home. So that could have been very costly. There's a £150 coral and it was heading straight towards it. Now, some people have been joking aside and told me to get the TMC CCTV. Now, I didn't even know this even existed, but you can buy a CCTV camera for your tank and it goes in the water. It's about £120 or something by TMC. You can connect to it anywhere in the world live and see what's going on in your tank. And they said, oh, you need to get one of those for NEM Watch. Now, I don't know if that's better or worse. Would you rather not know that it's been stung to hell and just come home and see it, or would you rather watch it and not be able to do anything about it for hours and just see it happening, you know, it unfolding in front of your eyes? Honestly, I don't know what the right answer is, but was it the right decision to add the NEM? Let me know on Instagram, get involved in today's poll. Now, I talked about my latest edition of a new coral from Kingdom of Corals. Yes, thank you so much guys over at Kingdom of Corals. They've sent me another sticker for my cupboard. Now, I'm getting quite a few of these from Instagram, but yeah, that's Kingdom of Corals. They sent me that with my latest order. Now, I did send a little sneaky picture of the box that said live plants on Instagram as a little bit of a teaser, and some people guessed it right. You know, I'm a massive lover of Euphilia corals and torch corals in particular, so I thought, I've got my Indo Gold Torch or Dragon Soul Torch, and I've also now got my green torch, which I've had from day one, but I've added a latest edition. So my latest edition, my Euphilia Torch Garden, is the New York Knicks, and it brings, I feel, a slightly different colour variation. So I've got my Indo Gold Torch, which may be a Dragon Soul, I'm not sure, which is largely gold and purple. I've got my green torch, I've got my orange hammer. Now this tends to be gold with blue tips, so that's what I'm hoping it's going to bring to the party. I know many of you with reef tanks, you're also trying to have contrasting colours and trying to vary it up. I know there's a lot of greens and oranges perhaps, but not so many blues and colours like that, or rainbow colours, so I'm just trying to make it like varying in colours. So I've got an idea where it's going to go now. I'm going to get my little grabbers and hopefully it will stay there. Obviously it's all dependent on the size of the frag. So there it is, just on that kind of outcrop up at the top left here. There's my gold torch, there's my green torch, and now I think that'll kind of really fill up nicely. I don't think we need anything else over there. There is a natural little kind of crevice or crack where I've positioned it. You can see that there, but I have had to use a tiny bit, so it can be, I can take it off if the roving NEM gets close to it, of instinct gum. I really like this little product. This is not an endorsement or any sponsorship or anything, and it's just a way of connecting your corals to the aquascape. You use a kind of fingernail lump of white, fingernail lump of pink, rub them together. It's like plasticine, and zero contaminants in the water. You can do it in the water or you can do it outside the water, and I've just put a little blob of that about as big as my thumbnail on the back of the frag plug there, and then just held it for about 10 seconds, and then it goes absolutely solid, and it's going nowhere. Well, unless this little guy gets roving round, and then I'll be pulling it off the rock. But as I know, most of the time I put my corals on the sand bed and move them up, but I can see this torch from Kingdom of Corals is really happy at that height, so it's the same height. I thought I'll just fix it on because that's where I want it, kind of pointing out this way, and it should look really. And there it is, the New York Knicks single-headed torch. I think it cost me about £170. Check them out, they've still got some on Kingdom of Corals. And this one is the one that split opinion on Instagram. So this is the Indo Gold Torch. People saying it's a dragon soul, which if it is, I'm super happy because I've always wanted a dragon soul. In all honesty, I'm not that bothered. I pick my corals, probably a lot like you guys, I pick my corals based on what I like and what I think looks good rather than the names and the price of them. But there they are. So there's my green torch, there is my Dragon Soul Indo torch, and there is my New York Knicks. This I believe is going to make a huge nice Euphilia firework display on the edge of the tank. Now also, now I've got the whites on, it is clearing up. I did a video on the ugly stage about 2 weeks ago. Have a little look at that. Now the rock work, this is with the whites on, so you're getting the full effect here, warts and all. It does have the odd tufts of algae, the odd little tufts, but we now have coralline algae, yes. Now that is what I wanted to see, because once that has established and encrusted on the rock work, this pink and red coralline, then that makes it really hard for the algae to even grow. But also it's an indication that there is plenty of calcium and minerals in the water to feed those corals. So the tank is looking superb. Now the orange hammer torch is down there, and as of today, sorry about the reflections here, this is really bad, the NEM is there. So its foot is right under the cave, sorry about the dodgy filming, and it pokes out and it's right there. It's actually in a really good position, so I'm well happy with that. I've been asked by a few people, not that I'm any expert or anything, I think just because I've got a nano and I've only just started, I've been asked by a few people, Anthony Harrison and Russell Guyver, to do a beginner's video, how to get started, what the essentials are, water parameters, maintenance, lighting, par. So I'm going to put that little video together for you guys for next week. So next weekend's special will be all about how I got my journey started. I know there's many ways to do this, and I'm no expert, I'm just sharing my little story, but I'm going to do that for next week. So check that out, how to get your nano up and running, what the essentials are. But till then, please check out Reef Dork's channel. I'll put a link in the description. He's got a new series called basically starting up a marine reef tank, and it's absolutely awesome. I agree with every word that Alex is saying on the Reef Dork channel. It is a brilliant bit of advice, and I wish that series was available when I started mine, but it wasn't. But yeah, check that out. But I'm going to do a beginner's video on next week, so hopefully that gives you something to look forward to as well. Now, a couple of other updates on the tank since adding the corals. I've had a midlife crisis, according to a few people on Instagram, and including my missus. She says I've had a midlife crisis because what I've done is I've gone on Amazon and I've bought this. Now these are £12 and they are strip LED lights that change colour. You get the little changing colour handset here, and they can change colour. Now I've seen this on Instagram. There's a few people on Instagram who have got backlit marine cabinets, okay, so they've got lights under the bottom. Now last time I saw that was when I was a young lad car cruising, and people's cars used to have lights underneath them, a bit like Need for Speed or whatever it is, Fast and Furious style. But I've also now seen people on their marine tanks started to pimp up their marine tanks by backlighting. So I bought that, $12.99 or something like that. It comes with self-adhesive strips, so you don't have to get anything else. All you do need, I needed a plug, so I had to get a plug that fits a USB. It's plugged into the cabinet, and at night underneath it looks like it's floating. Now I can't take credit for this. Instagram, Shallow Marine Reefer, check him out. He's got his cabinet backlit and floating on the ground. It looks awesome, so I've copied it off him. Shallow Marine Reefer on Instagram. Talking about Shallow Marine Reefer, Shallow Marine Reefer tonight has invited me, Jay's Real Reef, onto a live stream at 6 p.m. Now you guys, please come along and join us, and you can ask me any questions, or Matt any questions about his tank or our tank, and we're going to be open for telling you all the secrets, what we've done, how we set it up, any questions that you've got. Also, there's beginners who are wanting to ask questions. Get on the live stream tonight and you can ask what the hell you want, and we'll give you our honest answer. That's over on Shallow Marine Reefer. I'll put the link in the description. Instagram tonight, 6 p.m. Don't miss it. We'll have a laugh, there'll be a bit of banter, and also you can ask me whatever questions that you want. Other things that are happening, we've also gone live for the first time last Friday. Now I know many of you from the channel joined us on that live, and thank you so much. It was nerve-wracking, it was a bit scary, but it was great to see you all there in the live chat. This is 8 p.m. on a Friday. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I keep getting invited to live chats, which is brilliant, so thank you for that. But 8 p.m. on a Friday, if you're not doing anything, get a beer in your hand or a gin or whatever your tipple of choice is, and join us. 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. every Friday, and the next one is over at Mogsys Aquarium. Again, I'll put the link in the description. Mogsys Aquarium, 8 p.m. on Friday night, this Friday coming. Check it out. We haven't got the theme yet. I think it's going to be something like first corals or first fish and something like that. But check it out. Go over to Mogsys Aquarium. He's got a great channel anyway. But subscribe, set up the notifications, and we will see you there on Friday night for a bit of a laugh, reefing chat, but also a couple of beers to celebrate the weekend. Oh, everybody loves the weekend, don't they? Some stickers from a reefer on Instagram. Now here it is. Reef Prodigy. There you go. Check him out. He's got an awesome Instagram channel. He is a top bloke. He's got a great channel. Check him out on Instagram. Give him a follow. I follow him, and he sent me this sticker. Thank you so much for your sticker. It says keep up the good work, and thanks for thanks. No, it says keep up the good work. On the tank, it looks great. Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. That's going to go down in the reefing cupboard with my Kingdom of Corals sticker as well. So that's all going. It's all going down there. I'd like to make a few special thank yous to some people that follow Jay's Real Reef UK. First of all, Steve Connolly. Hope you're watching, Steve. Steve Connolly won the Hannah nitrate checker on our 250 subs special. How's the nitrate checker getting on, Steve? Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it, mate. I actually love mine. I do really like it now. It takes about 20 minutes, but if your nitrates are below 5 ppm, 0 to 5, it is a really good bit of kit. But the reason for mentioning Steve Connolly is because I put out a video called Triton versus Hannah, and it featured Adam Boyle. Now, Adam Boyle, unfortunately, has lost his job due to all this pandemic and coronavirus, and he was halfway through his build. He'd been buying second-hand kit. He's building this reef tank with his family, with his children as well, and he'd run out of money because he'd lost his job. And I said to anybody out there, can you help? And Steve Connolly has reached out with his olive branch. He reached out and helped him out and sent him a bit of free kit to get him back on the road with setting up his marine tank. Now, what a true reefing gent. Thank you so much, Steve, for helping him out. I really, really appreciate that, and I know Adam does as well. Also, I want to say a big thank you to Matt F. In my previous video, I did say I was going to use some TMC bone cutters because I hate frag plugs and corals. Now, I know what you're thinking. He's got frag plugs and corals behind, which I have. But I'm waiting for the NEM to stop moving, and then I'm going to start positioning things a bit more permanently. But he said, don't waste your money on the TMC bone cutters. Use a decent Stanley knife, which is only a few quid or whatever. Get a Stanley knife instead. It does the job for half the money. So that was a really good bit of advice. The last special thanks I want to say is JMF Aquatics. Again, I'll put the link in the description. Check out his YouTube channel. He's featured Jay's Real Reef on the British Fish Keepers special, like this awards thing. Now, obviously, I'm absolutely delighted. I don't know how the hell I've got on there, but absolutely delighted. So thank you for featuring Jay's Real Reef UK on JMF Aquatics YouTube. I really appreciate everything that you do in terms of the comments, the likes, the sending the pictures, emailing, following me on Instagram. Genuinely, I really appreciate it. I'm not in it to promote any companies. I'm not here to endorse any businesses. I'm not interested in making money from this. I just want to have a bit of a laugh, share my story of the reef tank, and just, you know, and love the hobby. That's what it's about for me. So till the next time, I'm gonna go now, top up my brew, make a proper brew, and then I'm gonna do what everybody else is doing at the moment, which is going out for a lovely walk in the sunshine with my family, because there's nothing else you can do until the 21st of June, when we all go wild. No, I'm only joking, but yeah, everybody's going out for walks. I'm gonna go out for a walk with my family, enjoy the sunshine. So if I don't see you on the 6 PM live stream tonight, then you take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the week for Down on the Reef special at Jay's Real Reef UK. Take care and stay safe.